Yo, welcome to Hot Takes with Chedda Chaz. There's no hand holding me to be facts on emotion. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification if you haven't already. Shout out to Miller Lite, DraftKings, Topo Chico. You guys should support them because they support us. Pelicans were victorious, stumped out the Philadelphia 76ers. They were without Joel Embiid, but when you're the Pelicans at this stage, it doesn't matter. You just came off back-to-back losses to the Utah Jazz, and I think any victory is an impressive victory in my opinion. The Pelicans roster still has two holes, pause. And for me, that's backup point guard and a rim defender big. I think by now we all know Larry, he dealing with injuries. They just announced he's going to be out another 4 to 6 weeks after re-aggravating his ribs. He was already sick before that. Hopefully it's not a pneumonia situation. And, so prayers and blessings to him. Jose, he went out for a little bit with an ankle injury, returned to the game. Thankfully, Kyra, he just out indefinitely. You know what I'm saying? We might never see little Kyra again. Shout out to him. Hope, thoughts and prayers to him. But if you've been paying attention to the Detroit Pistons have not been giving certain guys any run. Jaden Ivey being one of them. Former, I think he went fifth or something like that. Former top 4, top 5 draft pick. And last year's draft guy I was a big fan of coming out of college. Incredible athleticism. Shooting really well this season from beyond the arc. Last time I saw him play anyway he was, because I ain't seen him in a fucking minute. But had an impressive outing versus the Pelicans, actually. And Monty Williams hates him. Monty Williams hates his guts. Can't give him no run. He's stuck playing behind. Man, I wish it was another way to say this. He's stuck playing, stuck not getting any minutes because they're giving Killian Hayes all the minutes. I'll say that. That's probably the best way I can put it. Pause. All right, so here's a trade I was thinking about. Okay, Jaden Ivey and Isaiah Livers for Larry Nance Jr., Kyra Lewis Jr., Pelicans 2024 swap with Milwaukee, and a 2025 Pelicans pick. The reason why I think Detroit does this trade, because Monty Williams ain't going nowhere. Monty Williams has got a big bag. I think he got like 80 million or something crazy like that. He ain't going nowhere. So Jaden Ivey seems to be like the one who's going to lose that battle if it comes down to player versus coach. So that being said, you go to Detroit, you say, hey, look, got 2 picks right here. Got some inspiring salary for you and Kyra Lewis Jr. You can take a flyer on him if you want to. And you got Larry Nance right here, leadership guy for that locker room, veteran player. Next year, he'll be a $10 million expirer, and you can, use his contract, combine that with some other contracts you have, and potentially go get you a big fish medium-sized fish, because Monty Williams is going to want to contend or compete a little sooner rather than later. For the Pelicans, you do this trade, man, it gets you out of the luxury tax. You save about $6 million with this trade alone. That should free up, if I'm not mistaken, about $4 million. You have the opportunity to sign Matt Ryan to a real contract, free up a two-way spot. And with that two-way spot, you could possibly bring in a guy like Nerlens Noel. You can even see if Kai Jones is available. Bring him in on a two-way spot. If things work out with either one of those guys, you still have room to sign them. And I think if my math is correct, you still have room to sign them to a veteran extension and take that player into the playoffs with you. You know what I'm saying? If everything works out. Then going into next season, you still have some expiring salary. You figure all that shit out next season. But for this season, those 2 positions, the backup point guard, backup big, you have to address them. It's evident every night. Last night, you saw the Pelicans lose that lead, in my opinion, because they didn't have a backup point guard. So when the defense started trapping guys in the backcourt, started slowing down the offense, you didn't have a point guard that can navigate, get to the cup, stretch the floor a little bit. You just didn't have that, in the closing minutes when things started getting a little more tense, and Philadelphia started applying pressure. With the cat Isaiah Livers, you could just probably buy him out of his contract and save even more money, open up that roster spot. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things you can do if you're the Pelicans with this particular deal. And the best thing about this deal is you can do it today. You know what I'm saying? You could do it today if you really wanted to. You wouldn't have to wait till December. You wouldn't have to wait till January. And if you're able to do something like this sooner rather than later, you can hit the ground running, integrate those guys into the system. Create some more competition for that backup point guard spot. Shout out to JRE. And there's gonna be situations where you need a guy like JRE come out there and play. There's gonna be situations where you need a guy like Cody Zeller, but you do not want to be dependent on Cody Zeller. You know what I'm saying? Cody Zeller is out there to set screens and to give you 6 fouls. That's what he's out there to do. Rebound, set screens, and give you 6 fouls and be a professional. You don't want to have to, depend on that. And this is a situation the Pelicans have been needing to address for years now. Since, Jackson Hayes was on the team, need a backup big. And, if you feel like you got the strong veteran leadership in a guy like Willie Green and whoever, you bring in a guy like maybe Kai Jones. I'm sure Coach James Borrego, I'm sure he got still some connections in Charlotte. He can get the lowdown on a guy like Kai Jones and see what the exact problem is. Kai's starting to speak out a bit more. I'm gonna try to get him on my show on All My Life TV so I can talk to him and try to get to the bottom of this. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck going on around here. But if not, you get a professional, get a guy like Nerlens Noel, give you some spot minutes. He got the reputation as a shot blocker. Maybe you want to go in the scoring direction. Maybe you go get a guy like Boogie Cousins. I think everybody going to be staying away from Dwight Howard for several reasons for right now. Yeah, man, I think there's a lot of opportunities with this deal. So leave your comments. Let me know what y'all think. Would y'all go after Jaden Ivey right now? Leave your thoughts. I'm out. Peace.
In the NBA, the game can change in an instant, but no matter how the action unfolds, DraftKings Sportsbook has your back. This week, new customers can score 150 instantly in bonus bets just for betting $5 on basketball. Win or lose, you get an instant dub. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code BOOT. New customers can get 150 instantly in bonus bets for betting just $5 on basketball. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code BOOT. The crown is yours.